Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashlena if you're new here, and I just want to say hi to my subscribers, my super thankers, and of course my patrons who are the best people in the world. I love each and every one of you. I haven't done a Ren reaction in over a month, and I noticed he came out with a song called Eden. And if you guys don't know, that's the name of my daughter, so I thought that would be really interesting to watch. So let's check out this video for Eden. I think it's just so fun to watch something that you just don't know what to expect, but like the title just kind of grabs you. And you know, Eden is obviously a biblical name, the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. We definitely did not name her that due to that scenario, so we're definitely not the religious bunch, but just a name my husband always loved, so that's a story for another day. Okay, let's check this out.
Let me tell you a story, old as time, the story of Adam and Eve.
It's like a video game.
It starts with a God who wanted more. God had just created the heavens and the earth. He had the angels by his side, but they had no will of their own, and so the autonomy to love or reject him was never theirs. All but for one, the once called bringer of light, Lucifer, morning star. Lucifer was the fairest and most intelligent of all the angels. He was the closest thing to God's image, and in his likeliness, Lucifer felt restless. He began to question and doubt God. He doubted the hierarchy opposed upon him. He felt God was arrogant. In his frustration, Lucifer built a throne that stood even above God's and declared mutiny. A war ensued. God, being all-powerful, came out the victor and banished Lucifer from the heavens and exiled him to earth. Once again, God was alone with his power. Perhaps from loneliness, perhaps from curiosity, perhaps from a desire to share love, God began to work on his greatest project yet, a being that would mirror himself, the human, two humans specifically, Adam and Eve. They were placed inside a paradise built for them on earth, the Garden of Eden. In the garden, God placed a tree that bared fruit that would grant anyone who ate it powers bestowed only to a God, to tell good from evil, left from right, to live righteously or to sin. He named this the tree of knowledge. God told Adam and Eve they could eat whatever they wanted in the garden, but never the fruit from the tree of knowledge. And if they disobeyed him, it would be punishable by death. The basic way the story of Eden is told is that Eve was tempted by Lucifer in the form of a serpent to eat a fruit from the tree of knowledge. Convinced, she bit the fruit, she passed it to Adam, and he did the same. Suddenly, ultimate knowledge filled their minds, and they realized they were naked and felt shame. God discovered this betrayal and felt anger. He exiled Adam and Eve and cursed them with the life of a mortal. They would work, they would bear children, and they would die. The fate of a human. Now look deeper.
In the story, the serpent tempted me by telling me I would gain ultimate knowledge and that God would spare me.
Both were true.
This wasn't some great deception, meaning that Satan, in the likeliness of God, perhaps understood his intentions. In fact,
the only lie uttered in the
Garden of Eden was
by God, who did not end up
condemning
Adam and Eve to
death.
This could be seen as an act of
mercy, but the sheer fact that the tree existed and that humans
were initially cut off from this knowledge
may imply some part of God was afraid that if humans were granted the gift of perception, they, like Lucifer, would have the power to reject him too. The fact that there stood a beautiful tree that could
grant this knowledge in the first place
implies that a small part of
God, supposedly all-knowing,
perhaps wanted and intended
the humans to bite too.
In the Bible, Satan was an exiled angel of free will. Humans are exiled
descendants of Adam and Eve,
also with free will. Not only have we shared a similar fate to the devil, we were also both constructed in the image of our Creator.
Constructed in the image of our Creator.
Meaning our behaviors, in some shape or form, imperfectly echo his.
We could assume that this kind of
God has his doubts, but as the most
powerful
being in the universe,
he has no one above him
to turn to with questions, and no one to
doubt but himself, an incredibly lonely and isolating existence.
We must only assume that the common thread between God, Lucifer, and us is the desire for more, an eternal curiosity, a desire perhaps birthed from a seed of loneliness. If not, why would we exist in the first place? The constantly looping bittersweet irony is whether gifted by some omnipotent God or simply a byproduct of billions of years of evolution, here we stand in 2023 as creatures with free will, the only creatures that understand and define good from bad, creatures with the potential of a God. And what do we do with that free will, my friends? We willingly walk to the edge of a cliff. In the name of progress, we jump off the precipice. The empires we build ravage the earth. The natural order of things are necessary to survive. Any systems which do not honor homeostasis eventually perish. Our free will overrides our own biological instinct. We can take more than we eat. We can kill more than we need. We can willingly create weapons with the potential to burn everything we've built to the ground. We willingly decide to bow at the altar of greed, the most insidious and destructive of all sins. We put our faith in corporations who pose as rulers. We willingly allow ourselves to be led by outdated power systems ran by corrupted politicians and bloated dictators who claim domain and dominion over an open and free land. We willingly elect the corrupted when the decision was always ours to build something better. We willingly create and impose separation because of beliefs that we are force-fed through our phones and television sets. We always had the will to reject these things, but we adhere to them as though they were the laws of physics. War, famine, pestilence, greed, these aren't things imposed upon us by an all-powerful God or by his demonic adversary. They are here because of us. Not because of free will, but because of our inability to use it. We must be motivated to be better, not out of fear of punishment of an eternal damnation, but because the choice exists, because we love ourselves, because we have the power to absolve ourselves of so much unnecessary suffering. Take a second to be in this very moment. In this moment, how much suffering is happening all over the planet right now? How many people are dying of illnesses that could have easily been cured, but aren't because of the selfishness and greediness of humanity? How many people break their backs and reject their own passions to simply afford bills and food? How many of us crave distraction from existence? How many of us numb that pain in whatever way necessary? How many children are being abused? How many people sleep cold and hungry on the streets? How many of us become cogs inside a machine that is destroying itself? How many soldiers have been forced to fight in meaningless wars? How many humans have killed for ideals they don't believe in or understand? How many people have died for the greed of another man? And how much of this was avoidable? As written in the Bible, Satan was not condemned to hell. Satan was condemned to earth. He lives there amongst other creatures with free will, who always had the choice and still chose their own undoing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our self-made hell. The bittersweet irony is this is a creation of our own design. I'll leave you with this. Consider what you have done here today. You have worked together as individuals collaborating to form a giant neural network, a hive mind capable of achieving incredible things. We have lent on each other's strengths to solve puzzles and decipher riddles, and we've done so to win money. Imagine applying that same spirit and determination to creating the closest thing we have to paradise here on Earth. By using the power of collaboration, we can work together to even the playing field for everybody. Our dystopias can become utopias. Our Jahannams can become Jannah. Our hells can become heaven, right here on Earth. And this sentiment applies to atheists, agnostics, and believers alike. Myself, I'm an agnostic who believes. I believe in us. We must do better because we can choose to. We must be better simply because the option exists. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, that's fun. I was not expecting that. I honestly thought it was going to be a song, but that's okay. I'm here for his message. I wholeheartedly agree with everything he said. Like, wholeheartedly, I really do. Obviously, that was a very, very long speech, but yeah, I'm very well versed in the story of Adam and Eve, and I've always said that heaven is above and we're in hell. There is no below. We are literally all in hell. And I think it's just really how your outlook is on life, and, you know, being a nice person, doing good, and, you know, trying to make things better in any small possible way that you can, whether that's, you know, donating to your sick kid hospital, or helping someone in need, or donating food to the food bank, or like little things like this may seem insignificant but really do make a difference, especially this time of year. But yeah, I'm really impressed that he put out something like this. I know he has a phenomenal mind, and I'm not shocked, but I honestly wasn't expecting something like this. I just assumed it was a song because he's an artist. So I really appreciated that. I think my favorite part of that whole thing was the fact that he said, and I'm just looking at the words, "We must be better simply because the option exists." That definitely gave me chills. But yeah, there's a lot of bad in this world, and I think everyone is well aware of that. And, you know, there's addiction, there's... Honestly, I don't even want to get through the list, like, because it's like a trigger warning list, so you guys can obviously come up with those yourselves, but there's just so much bad happening in the world, and I just encourage you to do better, even if it's something small. It doesn't hurt to be kind. Also, I don't know if Ren will ever watch this, but I would love to be a part of something like this, like even to be a voice for one of his videos. Obviously I do a lot of radio commercial work, so if he ever needs an extra voice on something, I would happily do it for free. I just think it would be such a cool experience to be a part of something that he's doing. But yeah, I really enjoyed how he changed up all the voices. It's like kind of like humans speaking turning into kind of like robotic voices, and then the switching between him and the woman, which was kind of like Adam and Eve talking a little bit. That's just kind of what I got from it. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, and I know like a lot about Lucifer, and it's really only for the fact, like, growing up, you know, we were going to church a lot, so I obviously know that story, but I just feel like there's so much glamorous things that happen in terms of like Lucifer, like even the television show Lucifer, it was supposed to make him look like a good person. And I just think that's hilarious. Don't get me wrong, I watched it and I love that show. But it's just like, sometimes it's just so much better for everyone to choose the good over the evil. So I encourage you to do that. Okay, so I definitely want to hear a song. So I might do another reaction to Ren, but I really hope you guys like this. I would love to know your thoughts on your first time watching this video. I feel like I'm just looking at his YouTube channel, and I noticed he had something come out like 10 minutes ago. Wow, he's like killing it. And it's called Ren Uninvited. So I'm just going to click on it really quick and see if it's a song or see if it's like something like Eden. Okay, so it is a song, so that's cool. Yeah, I will definitely go back into the Ren Vault and see what else I can react to. I'm sure I'm missing a ton of things, but if you guys want to see what else I have reacted to, you can definitely go over to my Ren artist playlist and see what I've done. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, to turn your notifications on. That helps my channel more than you know. You can join me on my Discord, where we can talk about Ren or other artists or music in general, if you're into that. And yeah, you can support my channel by going over to Patreon, and also Ren has a Patreon too, so go check that out as well. Obviously my videos are unmonetizable, so I hardly make anything off YouTube videos, which is totally fine. I do this as a hobby, of course, but if you'd like to support, you can head over there. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And my vinyl of the day is the Warnings Error album. It's so good. From start to finish, it's so good. So if you like rock and roll, if you like, or I should say, if you can support an all-female band, which you should, go check them out. They are the best girl band ever. I can't remember who said this, so I apologize in advance, but someone said they are the best rock trio since Nirvana, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't think of another trio that's as like rock and roll as them. Like I think of like Blink 182, and I'm like, nope. Like, I love Blink 182, don't get me wrong, they are punk emo rock, but they're not rock and roll. You know what I mean? There's a difference. I don't know if I stand by that statement, but I'm it's really been turning the wheels in my brain, like, So you guys tell me what you think. Go check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.